You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dance Moms After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV Dance Moms
Yes. They've been on the dance floor.
That is such a classic dance move.
That's that LA dancer dance move.
Whoa, wait.
That's full out.
Did you find the remix?
She got the remix.
That was like remix.
Good job, Marissa. Hey, everyone. Bing is for doing, and we are here. It's the Abby Lee. It's the Dance Moms after show on AFTERBUZZ. I know.
We are done with
the ultimate dance. I know. I get the.
We're done with that. They already have a winner.
What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? It's the Dance Moms after show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Hey, what's going on? I am Jason Carter. What's up?
Hi, I'm Tony Moore.
And Chris Canjero and Giselle Ugardi are not with us today. They're off doing their own thing tonight. They got some other jobs, and Giselle's actually sick. So, Giselle, speedy recovery. I wish you well. You weren't sounding too good this afternoon. Poor thing. It's okay. Hot toddy. Get some scotch. You know, some spice rum. Make it happen.
Are you supposed to drink while you're sick?
I mean, it helps. It helps. It helps me.
Jason is some other kind of doctor.
Yo, so, okay, check it out. Me and Tony Moore holding it down. And people, for the AfterBuzzers that are watching, they say that me and Tony look alike. So we want you to go online and actually give us your opinion on if you think that we are twinsies. Because all over Los Angeles, whenever we're out together, they're like, God, are you guys related?
No. It happened today.
Where?
When I came in so that we could watch Dance Moms, someone was like, oh, make sure you CC us on your email. And I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, oh. Wait,
oh.
Are you not Jason? I'm like, no, I'm Tony.
Wow.
Well, I just want to say that Jason is very blessed to have my good looks.
Tony, keep dreaming, homie. So we are on season 3, episode 5, Revenge of the Replacements, and man, I think the third time's the charm as far as seasons go, because every third season it gets crazy.
Right.
The hats come off, the gloves come out, and people are just like, let me tell you how it's really gonna go down.
Right.
Bold. Hashtag bold. Seriously. And tonight was no exception. Abby Lee totally laid it on the line. I mean, she was almost borderline abusive. I'd have to call child services if that was my job.
She was being typical Abby, but she was very frustrated.
Yeah.
By this point. Like, I think it has been building.
Right.
And like all the stuff that has happened, and I think she's reached her point.
Well, you know, it's so funny that a lot of things that have happened over the course of 4 episodes. I mean, she got a whole new team. She lost 2 people. A team came back. She had a sit-in. You know,
the sit-in.
It's just so many things have happened that I'm sure her head's probably spinning.
Yeah, it's a lot to deal with.
Right. Stuff like that happens over the course of a couple of years. You know, one year you have, the sit-in of 2003. the mass exodus of 2006.
It's not like weeks. Like, this week we had a sit-in. Now we have replacements.
She was like,
and then we have...
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's days. She's like, yesterday, replacement, new team. Today, the team's back. So, the pyramid. As always, Abby has to go with the pyramid. And I must say, Tony, the pictures are cute this season. The girls really got together because... except for Mackenzie.
I was going to say, Mackenzie's picture was like...
I know. Well, because she's got those teeth protruding out of her mouth, and she has braces, so I'm sure it's an awkward smile for her.
That's funny because Maddie has braces too.
But Maddie's teeth are different. Maddie's older too, so her teeth are probably not coming in. Last time we saw Kendall, she was missing two front tooths.
From two front toofuses?
Two front toofuses. She didn't have any teeth. So fast forward a year, she's got her teeth in, and the mom's like, we're gonna get them straight. We can get them fronts going for you, unless you want to have a grill.
No. That is not good on anyone.
So the pyramid, Tony, give us your opinion on the pyramid.
There was a change in the pyramid because Abby got a phone call from their previous dance competition in Greensboro that said, yeah, we're sorry, but you guys didn't win. You actually got second.
Right. There was an error. You went second. I know. Abby lost it.
I kind of wish I was able to make that phone call because I would have added the bam.
No, or the
I would be like, yes, Abby Lee Miller. Yes, just to let you know, you got the wrong award. Second place. Boom.
And you would have like an Instacam watching her fall out, watching her head spin, watching steam just emanate from her big old ears. Right. So I mean that, and speaking on that, okay, that wasn't the girl's fault. I mean, that was more of I honestly feel the judging at these competitions, intensity, by the way, they go to intensity a lot. And me and Tony were making the comment, and as we're watching is that they get to these cities in like warp speed.
A bus trip can get them anywhere from Pittsburgh, apparently.
Well, it's like the Starship Enterprise. They just warp speed, boom, there they go. Because they went from Pittsburgh to Charleston, South Carolina,
to Myrtle Beach, to
matter of hours.
They go? Florida? Didn't they go to Florida?
Yeah,
one time?
go gadget bus. It just gets
Greensboro.
them
Like, I mean, apparently maybe they are like sleeping overnight, but they always look so refreshed when they get there.
That dewy skin. Well, I mean, them parents probably have that Evian spray.
They don't have just no Evian
spray. They got Adderall.
They got Botox,
Restylane.
They have eye rejuvenation cream.
And we saw on Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, kids walking in with Starbucks full lattes, full on half calf, double pump.
Right. I don't.
Anyways, back. Let's go over the pyramid. Who was at the top? Who's at the bottom?
Well, starting off at the bottom, Kendall and Maddie. Maddie was at the bottom.
I know, tragedy.
Yeah, poor Maddie. Like, she's just like last season, she was on top.
She was everything.
She was living. Now Miss Sophia has come in.
She's like Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan. No one cared.
She's like, poor Maddie.
You're
she's
done.
Not
You're
having a
so
great season.
last season. And Maddie, and then her faces just always look borderline breakdown.
Right.
She's the new Brooke this season. Brooke was borderline breakdown last season, and now Maddie. But again, that does not take away from their talent. They're still brilliant dancers.
Right.
Okay, continue.
And then we had, luckily it's playing now, so then we had Nia, and then Paige. And then I think next was Chloe.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, this is right on point, Marissa. You knew you were going to talk about this pyramid then. I like that. And then at the top of the pyramid, of course, we had Mackenzie.
And we
rightfully so, though.
Right.
Because her dance last week was very cute.
And you hear Abby this week go in on Mackenzie resting on cute.
Yes.
Resting on pretty, resting on cute.
But you know what? That is, no matter if you're 6, 7, or 35, you cannot rest on cute.
Unless you're Beyonce.
She doesn't rest on cute.
Okay. We'll see that Sunday.
Oh, trust me, we will. I'm very happy that the 49ers and the Ravens are joining Beyonce at the Super Bowl.
I think the 49ers and the Ravens they're like, by golly, we get to hang out with Beyonce at the Super Bowl.
Good for them. Okay, so, yes. So that was the pyramid. Pyramid. I mean, yeah. I wonder where they were before the change happened.
Well, doesn't matter, though. I mean, Abby is a weird woman of sorts.
But I feel like Abby knew that they didn't win. Like she wasn't surprised when she got the call and said that they got second place.
Probably.
Like
so.
She was just kind of like,
okay, well,
I can see that.
She didn't contest it.
Yeah,
it was
she
just
didn't.
like,
she wasn't like, "Are you sure?" Because my girls dance impeccably. Like, you guys need to double check and make sure. She was just kind of like,
and what does she say about second? That second is the biggest loser on the stage. Which, when she said that, I thought about all the times I came in second place, and were people thinking that?
Did you?
Yeah, I came in second place in a couple of talent shows. I
don't come in second.
Only due to the fact that the people I went out to played classical instruments.
I was always first.
Dance was very underappreciated back in the 90s.
Well, I wasn't in dance competitions, but I was always first.
Whatever. So, yeah, you're right, Tony. I do
Hashtag winning.
I do feel that Abby was not surprised as well, but more so, I think she's still reeling from everything that's happened. The sit-in, the mom,
the walkout, the silent treatment,
the walkout, exactly. And the onslaught of new dancers. Even though she brought in a new dance team and it's a brand, it's a business. She wants to win. Abby has emotions. You become attached to people, regardless of if you don't like them or if you have beef with them, whatever. You become attached to people you see on a day-to-day basis,
right?
And you form a relationship. They become a part of your reality.
Well, it's that she wants to see them succeed,
right? She honestly does care about the girls.
Yeah, she does. And so when the whole silent treatment walkout happened, it affected their kids. They were not dancing. They were not in class. And now she's trying to show them, look what you did.
Right.
You had this whole walkout for Kelly, who let's remind you guys, Kelly didn't get kicked out of the studio.
She chose to leave.
She chose to leave.
Again.
So they had this whole walkout for someone who chose to not be there.
Who made the choice, exactly. And again, what's really funny to me about Dance Moms is that in a week time, those kids can go from great to sucky real quick. I mean, look what happened in a week. You cannot even complete a turn. Mm. So, yeah. I mean, in Abby's world, that's detrimental to your dance career.
Well, yeah.
So, they, and I'm reading my notes here, and I'm thinking back to Mackenzie's were picks. Sorry, Mackenzie. Sorry, Melissa. I love you, but Mackenzie's pick is horrible.
New photo.
And a new photo. They come back. Which, watching last season, I wasn't here on the show last season, but I did watch the previous episodes, and it was just so funny seeing the parents come back. It's almost like this show's not even about the kids anymore. It's more about the relationship between Abby and the parents, and the kids are just the aftertaste. This season, it's more parent driven.
It's more of a triangle now.
A trifecta.
It's like Abby's relationship with the kids, the mom's relationship with Abby and the kids.
Yeah, it's this back and forth weird menage a trois, if you will, between Abby and the kids and the relationship. Moving on to Christie this week.
Christie.
Find it. Find the camera. Christie.
Found it. Christie. Hi, I'm Tony here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Shut up. For real. She is always talking and yelling for no reason. I get it. You're a mom. You're standing up for your kid.
Right.
But at the same time, as Abby pointed out, when they were they talked about the group dance and that it was going to be more acrobatic, and she was like, Chloe's going to start it off, with a standing back tub.
Right.
And then Chrissy's like, oh, no, she's not doing that. She's not allowed to do that. Chloe, you are not allowed to do that. And Abby's like, but you told me that she knew how to do it. Yeah, that was months ago. So she should be good at it now.
Well, Tony, I understand the point you're making, but I also understand where Christie's coming from. And then they also showed a clip where Paige did the standing back tuck and hurt herself. So I understand.
But that was Paige's fault.
Right.
Because Abby said, because she made someone else do it. I can't remember who did it first. And then Paige was like, can I do it? And Abby was like, no. Next thing you know, cut to her flipping and then her getting hurt.
I understand.
So Abby told her no.
Right. But Christie was just looking out for her daughter because maybe she felt that Chloe hasn't been practicing, because you can tumble.
You just said it.
Right, she hasn't been practicing.
Chloe hasn't been practicing.
Right, so that's why she said no. And then Abby said, well, you wanted me to work this trick. You said your daughter could do this so we could work it into the routine.
That just proved Abby's point, is that whether it was last week or a few months ago, you said your daughter could do this.
Right.
If you are serious about dance, then she should be better than she was a few months ago. And now she should be able to do it.
I hear a boom coming on. Boom.
Boom. Get your life.
But I do, back to why Christie, because the opening statement was, Christie, zip it. And Christie is Christie and Jill Christie and Kelly, are the most vocal of the parents. I would say
yeah.
most aggressively vocal of the parents. And Christie, I kind of understand where Christie's coming from. Okay, fine. Maybe Chloe hasn't been practicing that particular flip or that particular tumble. However, if it's not safe, it's not safe, and that's where
I get that. But if you told Abby a few months ago that she could do it, if she's doing the work like she's supposed to, she still should be able to do it. She wasn't doing the work. Point proven. Boom.
Okay.
If you didn't have the walkout, she would be doing that standing back tuck and opening the dance.
And speaking of the walkout, it was great to see Melissa second guessing back in the group.
Oh yeah,
back in the group
because it affected everything.
Right.
It now Abby is like, because of that situation, no, you can't have a solo. No, you can't do this. No, you're not where you're supposed to be technically. Like that whole walkout, no matter how long
domino
it lasted,
effect.
Yeah, it has totally had an effect on everything.
And Melissa crying over it. It wasn't. I don't know if they were crocodile tears. I don't know if it was for camera, but I kind of felt bad for Melissa in the sense, not that I was feeling for her, but I was like, we in life, you have choices. You made a choice. It would be nice to see some of these moms be like, you know what? Yep, I made a choice. I'll live with it.
Right.
But you very rarely hear that. You very rarely hear them say, no, I cussed out Abby. I understand why my daughter's not getting it. There's so much built up animosity over time that it's like a bad relationship. Well, you did this. Well, you did. No one can let anything go, or there's no accountability. And the most accountable person is Abby.
Well, yeah. But also, the mom's behavior, Abby lets what they do affect what she's going to do with the kid.
Right.
And I do disagree with that. I feel like if Christie's mouthing off, don't let that affect what you need to do for your dancer.
Right.
Like, starting Chloe's solo a day later, it's not Christie's fault because Chloe's ready to work.
Right.
It
was Abby holding a grudge, and so right. Yeah. So it's a domino effect both ways. It's not beneficial to Abby and her business and her brand, because every episode we hear, Abby's always talking about, this is a business, this is my brand. The ALDC is my life, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Moving on. How do you think the aftermath is going to play out? More of? Do you think Abby's done? Do you think Abby's done letting them have it?
She is going to make them work very hard to get their solos back, to be back in group dances. Oh, I thought that was the water for a second. I got a little nervous. Mackenzie just got back into the group dance after winning. Chloe barely got a solo.
Barely.
Maddie still doesn't have a solo.
Right. And speaking of that, Maddie even takes the time to go to Abby in person. Mind you, this is a little girl. This is not a grown adult.
No. Abby pulled Maddie aside.
Right. But prior to Abby pulling Maddie aside, Maddie did state in her vignette that she wanted to talk to Abby and possibly get her solo back.
Right.
So Maddie had the intention of going to Abby to have that happen.
Yeah.
And Abby's like, no, sorry, sweetie, you can't. Almost like she was a grown woman.
Right.
Poor Maddie. This is a little girl. She's probably, 12, 9?
I don't know how old she is.
24. I mean, but no. And you saw, going back to what we were stating about Abby earlier, is that how she cares. She was crying. Abby was like, how could you just leave me there? Silent treatment. You just, nothing.
How could you sit in the car? If you wanted to come, you should have came in.
Right. And Abby did state, how many titles has Maddie won? How much have I given Maddie? And now
the opportunities she's had.
Precisely. And now that we have Sophia all over the place.
First of all, Sophia has not been there in 2 weeks.
Because Sophia's in LA.
Sophia is in LA.
Shooting videos. Movies,
doing TV shows.
Gap ads.
She ain't got time to be in class.
RuPaul's Drag Race. So Sophia's everywhere.
You're so stupid. Yeah, but again, she can't blame Maddie for not getting out of the car and coming into class.
Right, because the mom.
Because I mean, you can't defy your mom.
Right, especially at that age. I mean,
yeah.
Far be it for me to tell my mom to kick rocks at 12.
Trust me.
At 33.
If I fixed my mouth to say anything, that was not supposed to come out to my mother.
It's a wrap.
Literally.
It's a wrap.
Literally.
For sure. And speaking of Sophia, the moms have it out for Sophia's mom. Because she's LA beautiful. You know, they come from the West Coast. They're everything. They're everything that these moms are. And the moms tell them that. The moms say, you know, this girl is clearly not one of us. You know, she's beautiful, done up, and they try to call her out and say that she wrote some pretty nasty things in a blog about another dancer at another.
But I think that's just them giving a new dance mom a hard time.
Right.
Everyone has their time. Jill had hers. Melissa had hers. Like, they just kind of go around. It's like Mean Girls.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I still think that Abby should have really been more open to Maddie and Maddie's apology. And kudos to Maddie for wanting to take the high road. We forget, and I say this every week, that these are children. You know, these,
right.
that have to almost, that are in a hostile environment all the time. And for Maddie to have to muster up the confidence to say, Miss Abby, to actually have to talk to her and to apologize and to take the responsibility for what the parents done, that's a heavy pill to swallow.
Yeah,
it is. That's a lot on the backs of those little kids.
Yeah, but I mean, she wants her solo back, so she needs to do what she needs to do, even if that includes wearing the Sophia hairstyle.
Which I love how the mom was like, oh snap, yeah, that's totally Sophia's hairstyle. Why didn't I think about that? I mean, when it comes down to watching how you dress your kids, that's when you know the plot has thickened.
Yeah.
It's do or die.
Yeah.
It's do or die. And you know what else is do or die, people? You going to iTunes and telling a friend and giving us comments or rating us. We love it. I absolutely, every morning when I wake up, go to iTunes and read the comments, be them good or bad. We would love to hear what you guys have to say. Any suggestions on what we could do to make the show better. And also tidbits and interesting morsels that we don't know about Dance Moms and stuff that you have found out. Rate us, give us 5 stars. That's how we roll here at AfterBuzz TV and at the Dance Moms After Show. Holla.
And I still want to know if people think we look alike.
Yes, that is actually the question. That's the question of the week on YouTube and on iTunes. Do you think Jason J. Carter and Tony Moore look alike?
You are blessed.
My nose is smaller. Thank you.
Are you trying to say that I have a big nose?
You know, if the shoe fits. Just kidding. But you know, your skin is very flawless. Yeah.
And I don't have any makeup on.
That number 6 Mac Studio Fix.
Not at all. Didn't you just put on Pancake 22?
Number 6 Pancake 22. That's right. Pancake 22. Back to the show, you guys. So let's get into the performances.
Yes.
And the solos and what we saw this week.
Oh boy. First off,
yeah.
Before we even get into that, the fact that this particular competition, they are going against their replacements.
The replacements, which Kaylee and Bella.
Yes. They were
that are Studio Bleu.
They were told to go home.
And they never came back.
Well, yeah. Well, because like apparently those are the 2 moms a few weeks ago that made Shelly and Allie. Shelly is the mom of Allie.
Right.
You know, they were
from
talking
New Orleans,
about her, made them feel very uncomfortable, and made them go back to New Orleans and leave. So then Abby was like, I'm not going to have that. Goodbye. And they were gone. So now we see them again at this competition.
With Dancing for Studio Blue.
Yes.
Which, awkward moment when they're going to compete and ALDC meets up with them and, you know, they start talking and they ask them about their age.
And they were like, 11.
No, they looked at their mom. One of them looked at mom.
Can I say that?
Bella looked at her mom. Was like, can I say that?
Yeah.
And I first thought, oh, well, maybe it's for TV purposes. They can't say their ages or whatnot. And then you have Christie. Lo and behold, Christie, I'm going to give you kudos for this one. What, you don't know your age? Really? Okay, how weird is that?
And then it was like, wait a minute. Weren't you 10 when you auditioned? Oh, I just had a birthday.
Oh, January. Right. Well, okay. January. Well, when did they film this season? Because
I have no idea.
It's January now.
So because when we watched not Bella but Kaylee dance, you mentioned like, oh, she looks a little awkward, and I was like, she's going through her awkward stage. That means she's probably 12, 13.
Right. Or 13 going on 14.
Or 13 going on 27.
And I love how Christie says. I mean, we saw that with the candy apples. Some of them are 27. You know, that was
Christie again. Now, Christie, hi, Tony again. Now, those are the moments that I like, where you call people out.
Yes, Christie.
Yeah, those are the times where you can speak up.
We give you a boom.
Yes, these lessons brought to you live by Tony Moore here at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, Christie.
You're welcome.
You're everything.
Boom with that attitude.
There you go. There you go. So that was an interesting little tidbit we liked on this episode, because it was awkward for me too. I was like, whoa, because it was like foot in mouth. You know how when you got to backtrack, but there's just no room to backtrack. You're just stuck. You're like,
yeah. That's what happened. Okay, gotta go dance.
Sure. So
yes,
they were meeting up on the dance floor with some former students of theirs. Yes, replacements. And I thought they were pretty good this week. We'll touch on that when we get done with the solos. But
yes,
Arabian Nights was the group number this week.
Yes.
And Abby made sure that they were authentic as far as their hand placement and everything.
But notice she didn't run the dance with them.
No, well, Abby teaches through words, spoken word.
No. She wasn't there for the before they went on stage. You know how she normally runs it. Well, if she teaches through spoken word, she didn't say nothing. She must have left her words on the dance floor.
Right.
Boom.
But
Christie ran it though. Christie has never taken a dance class before in her life, but has enough dance experience to let them know how they're supposed to be. Yet I find that funny, because when they put that hot mess of a dance on that mall tour.
Right, precisely. How are you going to be a competition level team, rehearse competitively, and then go to a mall tour where actually people who are paying to see you, the fans that keep you on the air, that worship you on Twitter, that follow you online, that read your online blogs, that watch your YouTube videos, and not give a good show to them? But in their defense, they could have been distracted from the sit-in, because the sit-in was quite emotional. Melissa and the Sweet Tarts. I mean, hiding her face with the Sweet Tarts. That and alone for me was very moving. So
I wouldn't have hid behind any Sweet Tarts, because I would have ate them all.
Abby gives Chloe back a solo.
Yes,
a lyrical solo, which
I thought. This is what I always love about Chloe, is that no matter what's going on, the parents arguing with Abby yelling at her, whatever, when she's on the dance floor, like, she is living.
Yeah,
like you can tell that like it is all, she is taking her moment.
Chloe, I like Chloe as a dancer. I think Chloe is emerging as one of the best dancers. Chloe's giving me the Madison effect. You know, quiet, and then when she gets on stage, she's everything. And you don't know, it's like she's blossoming. Yeah. And she has that intensity about her that we're always talking about is lacking from these kids. And in any event, on any dance show where they have people under 12, kids under 12, is intensity. You know, this competition is called Intensity. So I'm glad that Chloe's actually bringing that out. Yeah. Moving on to Mackenzie. Mackenzie gets a solo, and Abby does say that she, you know, is cute. Yes. But this is a really going to be really competitively hard for Mackenzie.
Yes. And I like that Abby challenged her, because it's like, you're at the top of the pyramid. Anyone can get there. Right. Now, the challenge is to stay there. And so Abby said, you know what, we're not going to do cutesy. We're going to do something a little bit harder.
And that's the only way you can grow.
Yeah. And it started off so good.
On point.
And then suddenly, she blanked.
This is the third time I've seen Mackenzie blank. What is that? What? I mean, prior to Mackenzie going on stage, we see her going through the motions backstage, like going through it.
For those of Marissa, you I wasn't having like a conniption.
He was not voguing.
That's how dancers go through their piece. They're like,
Marissa, have you ever seen a 7-year-old girl have a meltdown? Not a temper tantrum, a full-on adult meltdown.
No.
Okay, this little girl was borderline. You could just see it in her face, and even her mom says she looks scared.
No. Oh, like before she went on.
Before she went on, she looks like fearing for her life.
I think it's because I think it's because it was new territory. Like, she couldn't go out there and just be like, oh, ha. She had to be like, you know, a dancer.
Right. And she was famously pulling it off until she blinked out, and then freestyled the rest of the dance. And Abby says, "So thank you for finishing the choreography. That wasn't mine." And then walks
doing the wrong choreography.
and walks off the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I give it to Mackenzie for that, though. I've been in the competition. I will never forget it. December 6th, 2000, West Coast Dance Explosion. I forgot at least 4 8 counts, and I freestyled the crap out of that. And I still placed. I was still second place. However, you fake it till you make it. Go hard or go home. The show must go on. So, Mackenzie, kudos to you for blanking out yet again, but walking on and carrying on and still doing what you need to do to get that choreography out, because
bless her heart,
for being 7, you are a winner.
I think she's 8.
8, 7, same age. 29, same age.
That's too much. But yeah, I felt bad for her, but my favorite part was when she did blank, cutting to Melissa going, no, keep going.
And then Melissa realizing she's on camera and then simmering down. She's like, oh, my bad. Sorry about it.
Melissa strikes me as one of those people that, like, she could have all sorts of drama happening at home, but she will put on this face that makes you think that, like, she's running through a field of lilies.
Well, speaking of drama at home, Abby sure takes every liberty to call her out on her mini husbands and her home life, basically calling her a hooker. Who really?
She loves hard.
You know, just saying, well, you and your mini husbands and your issues at home and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, Abby, you're hitting below the belt. Moving on to the group number that was performed, the Arabian Nights.
Yes.
We saw Studio Blue first.
Right.
They were pretty good, except for Kaylee. Kaylee, if you're watching and you're listening, your spot was off and you were a beat behind. No offense, you're cute and you're wonderful. Your solo was effortless and graceful and great.
Yes.
You were not the business in the group number.
Right. Well, the only thing I had, the group number was good.
Yeah, it was great.
I'm just going to give some advice to them. Find the light, Carol Ann, because they were, like, off stage and no one could see what they were doing.
For sure, especially Chloe and her, when she was executing these amazing turns, amazing pirouettes. No, sorry, Kaylee. I do apologize. Kaylee, Chloe sounds like Kaylee. She was giving us everything technically, and her solo was great. I mean, she was beautiful, but she's in the dark.
Find the light.
That's rule number 1. Find the light.
Always find the light.
You move towards the light as if you were dying and going to the other side. Move towards the light because no one can see you.
Right.
Getting back to the group number that was ALDC, they were on. They were clean.
Yeah.
It was concise.
And that piece was, if one person was off, it was going to be so noticeable.
There were so many peel-offs, cannons, and ripples that they had to be in sync in order for it to be together.
I thought I really enjoyed that piece.
I did too.
I really, and there was a moment when they were doing the standing back tuck. I totally forgot that was going to happen, and I was like, somebody's going to fall, something's going to happen right here. Here it goes. And when they landed it, and then they kept
their walkover aerials, and Brooke, the ending, how she ended. I don't know.
Brooke. Brooke gets the strangest positions to end in, to begin in, to bless your heart.
Bless her heart. Poor Brooke, yeah. Well, I'm glad to see she's back from the brink. You know, she's doing okay. And Abby kind of tried to read her during the pyramid, why she wasn't performing, and why should her daughter Jill was like, or Kelly,
was she a part of the pyramid?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, she was not. She was not.
Kelly didn't perform last
exactly. Week. Kelly was like, well, why is my daughter gonna go to this competition if she's not dancing? And then Abby said, Brooke, what did you do this weekend? I went out. I worked on a project. Everything but dance. And in Brooke's defense, they're kids. I mean, I know, Tony, what you're thinking. Competition, this is a dance show. Fine, but she's also a middle schooler. She has homework. There's other things that take precedent over rehearsing.
I get that.
However,
I feel like Brooke has lost her passion for dance.
We saw that last season. During the music video, where we thought Brooke. How
did that turn out?
We thought Brooke was going to passages for rehab, and because she looked tired.
Not all of that, but even watching her in tonight's episode, I had a thought, like, I think she's kind of overdanced.
Right. And she may very well be, and I can understand why she would be, because of everything that's going on with the moms. I feel like Kelly is has had the most dramatic turn of events season after season. She's always walking out, always dramatic, very, very aggressive. The history with Abby, you know,
It's
so
like,
many things.
You know Abby for decades. You know how she is.
Why is she being brand new, right?
Yeah. This is no surprise to you.
Right. So that's what happened with Brooke. But you're right, Tony. I do feel like she's probably over. Or maybe she wants to take a break and be a 13, 14
But
year old
she
girl.
mentioned that last season where
Right.
she wanted to go try out cheerleading. Well, okay. This is another question for you guys. What do you guys think? Like, do you think that Brooke is over dance or not?
Let us know.
Comment.
iTunes, YouTube. Let us know and be honest about it. I mean,
Yeah.
we're taking a objective stance here. We love all the girls.
Or Brooke, if you're out there, shout out to us.
Right.
Let us know how you feel about
Know
dance.
how you feel, because we think they're all the girls are amazing dancers. We think they're so talented. Abby there's a reason why the whole team is back,
Right.
and including Sophia. Okay, 53 turns in one routine. A
Right.
record,
Yeah.
that's just ridiculous. But I have to hand it to Sophia. She is amazing, and
She is
and the
amazing.
parents are realizing that, you know, Maddie, you're last season.
Step up.
Maddie, you are last season now. You have been replaced by Sophia, who is you can't be mad at that.
No.
You can't be mad at that. Sophia is willing to has the ethic and is willing to make it happen. And
Yes.
however, being a Libra, I have to see two sides of every story.
Mm-hmm.
In Maddie's defense, they've been working hard. They've been through this. There's a lot that's happened between them. Of course, you're going to lose your luster. Of course, you're going to lose your ambition. They need rejuvenation. They need new life, new breath.
Something to continue to challenge them,
Right.
because Abby and her staff cannot keep continuing to challenge them and make them want to do this.
Right. They need hope.
Yeah, well, or as Abby said, no matter what religion you are, I don't know what religion you guys are, but everybody needs to pray.
Everybody needs to pray. Well, that was a competition this week, and then we have the.
Did you notice that every time they have a competition and they're going against a certain group, in this case the blue team, that they sit right behind Abby? I find that strange.
And highly awkward too.
Yeah.
You're right, because the candy apples, boom, right.
I find it really, really strange that each time they have, they mention a group or something that's going against Abby, it's like production almost says, okay guys, so we need you guys to sit here, so that way we don't have one camera crew here and another one over there. We need to get everyone's reaction.
Well, I'm sure that's probably what they do for
little camera
tricks.
Little camera tricks. Yeah.
The awarding of the teams this episode was tragic and dreadful.
It was more than tragic. It was a shock.
It was a sham. It was a travesty on the
Gooped
dance.
at the pageant.
It was a travesty on the dance profession.
Well, yeah. I don't know about that, but
so Mackenzie, third place. So Abby says second place is the biggest loser on the stage. What is third place?
Nobody knows them.
3 nobody remembers. Nelly, what does it take to be number 1? 2 is not a winner, and 3 no one remembers.
No one remembers at all.
So no one remembers poor Mackenzie, and I understand why she blanked yet again. I don't know if we need to get her some Vyvanse or Adderall or a little something to keep her focused, because
she needs whatever Honey Boo Boo drinks before her pageants. That's what Mackenzie needs.
Chloe,
yes,
first runner-up, which is second place for her solo.
But that was really, really close between her and Kaylee.
And if you're right, and if we're talking about choreographical value and the value of the dance and the execution of the dance, I thought Chloe was fabulous.
Fantastic.
I thought Chloe was fantastic.
But Kaylee is very strong. Her turns were so beautiful, and she was I feel like she was doing some things like I was like, oh, but there were some times where she was a little weeble wobble, but she didn't fall down.
I thought she was weeble wobble the whole time. I thought Chloe was more graceful, solid, and powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Dance like in a different level. Kaylee was giving soft ballerina. Kaylee was giving technique minus the passion behind the technique with the développés and the fouettes and the pirouettes and the sort of. I thought that Chloe was going for it. Chloe was living. Chloe was giving me moments.
Yeah.
Whereas Kaylee was not. So sorry, Chloe. I thought you got robbed on that one.
Yes.
And the group number, really.
Fourth.
Wait. What, Tony?
Fourth.
Say it again.
Fourth.
How in the hell y'all gotta get fourth?
When they said fourth place,
jaw drop.
Yeah, I was like, but that dance was amazing. unless they saw something we didn't. That dance was like, I felt like they were on point. I thought for sure they were either going to get second or first.
They were clean.
And they said fourth. I was like,
I saw more mistakes in Studio Blue's group number as far as spot and
finding the light.
Finding the light.
And someone, there was something weird in Blue's.
It was Kaylee in the back. She
yeah,
was late on everything.
she was a little off.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas Abby, ALDC was probably
they were like
on
boom,
it.
boom, boom, boom.
So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I'm wondering if that's staged for television to create tension.
That they got fourth.
You got to keep people drama. People always watch drama.
No, I mean there's still a little bit of reality in reality TV.
Gotcha. Well, there you have it. That's what went down this week.
And then the huge blow up between Abby and Christie.
Well, I mean,
you're fat.
and that's all she had.
Yeah.
That's all, Christie. You got go back to the drawing board and think of newer ways to get back at Abby.
Because
Abby's aware she's a bigger girl,
and she's actually not that big anymore. She has lost weight.
So I mean, and Christie says, "There's so many things I can say to you right now." Ooh,
and then,
like what?
And then she's like, "I'm not gonna say anything." And Abby's like, "Really? Hi, Christie." Tony him again. That was a moment where I was even surprised that it's almost like she heard me say, "Shut up." But then she spoke. You're fat. Fat. Right.
Fat repetitiously.
Yeah. And then the scurry of the kids. Girls, why don't you guys go outside?
And Maddie's crying outside. I wish the girls honestly would just be like, look, ladies, let's go have a triple dip latte real quick. Come back.
I'm waiting for one of the girls to just be like, to have a meltdown, like, stop, you guys are ridiculous. Mom, shut up. I'm waiting for the I'm so waiting for that moment.
It's gonna happen probably on the season finale, the series finale of Dance Moms, when they're 12,
the kids take
when they're
over.
like 19 and they're like, look women.
Can you imagine that reunion, like when they're like 19, 20?
Yeah.
And
remember
then they
when
look
I was
back
7?
on all this? Yeah.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
That'd be crazy.
That culminated the episode this week, Revenge of the Replacements, which really wasn't a revenge of the replacements. Well, it could be because they won. Because they won.
Oh, yeah, they definitely got revenge.
I would rather have drama between the two kids' teams, like Kaylee going up to Chloe and being like, "Girl, you're whack. I'm gonna end you tonight."
It's like,
just
FYI, you're busted.
Boom.
You're busted. Boom.
And Bella being like, "Bring it," and Nia being like,
it's already been brought in.
You
and then ended it with a shablam.
Or that'd have been dope. Or Mackenzie. Listen, you guys, if you ain't got nothing on the ALDC, we're gonna mess you up.
That's so awful.
I know.
She can't help that.
Let's move on to gossip and news. Let's actually gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
And gossip. It's okay. So we see in the preview for next week that there is some familiar faces.
Zach
is back.
Yes, and auditioning for Candy Apples, who apparently is about to have an all-boys team, as she mentioned earlier.
I think that's awesome.
I think it's awesome, too.
Go ahead.
I really think that if you're a guy out there and you are afraid to dance, don't be afraid to dance. It's 2013. Be like Natasha Bedingfield. Release your inhibitions.
Yes, feel the rain on your skin. Let that window open.
I will let you guys in on a little secret. When I was,
you're secretly a woman. Just kidding.
Wouldn't that be something? Oh, I'm Victoria, and here's my secret. No. When I was young, I had to be like 5'6". I actually discovered that I could dance, and I used to dance like around the house and things like that. My aunt told me to stop because guys were not supposed to dance, and I sometimes wonder if I had kept going, where would I be? I could be on Broadway right now.
Tony. Has anyone, AfterBuzzers, have you guys seen Tony do Single Ladies? It's a sight to behold. YouTube it. You have continued dancing, Tony.
You are going to have everyone YouTube that video.
And
I hate you.
It's intense. You're amazing. So obviously you did not listen to your auntie.
I did, actually.
Oh, you did?
And I didn't rediscover that I could dance until my junior year of high school.
I'm glad, Tony. You
We're
made
twinsies.
it back. You made it back, Tony. I'm so glad.
It's when I performed in the Mr. Junior pageant where I won Mr. Junior, and I was also Grand Talent.
Well, good for you, because I never won any of my high school talent shows. Douchebag.
Winner.
Douchebag. Let's move on to predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm just going to start this one off with, I think, well, it's Dance Moms. Of course, there's always going to be drama, but I'm predicting that this new boys team is going to send waves through the dance community, and Abby's going to retaliate with her own boys team. She's going to call in reinforcements because, as you know, they compete every week. And if the Candy Apples is having an all-boys team with some really talented boys, hence Zach, how can Abby compete?
I don't think she will have an all-boys team. I think she may add a boy.
Or 2.
Or 3.
Or maybe 4. Just for good measure.
Actually, I'm sorry, Chloe, Maddie, Nia. Yeah, y'all are all being replaced. Just for a week, just to see how it goes.
With some boys.
With boys.
As Giselle would say, the penis points. Dirty.
Very dirty.
Well, there you guys have it. That's all for this week's episode of the Dance Moms After Show at AfterBuzz TV. I'm Jason J. Carter. You can find me on Twitter at JJCForever and on Facebook at Jason J. Carter.
And I'm Tony Moore. You can find me on Twitter at Lounging with Tony, on my website, loungingwithtony.com, or on Instagram and Facebook. Guess what? It's still Lounging with Tony.
Next week, everyone will be back. Chris Canjero will be back, as well as Giselle Ugardi, Tony, and I. So until next time, you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, go to iTunes, rate us, comment, tell a friend. We'd love to hear from you, and we will see you guys next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.